Yeah, I'm glad he
Yeah,
said
if
something
he
to you.
didn't, I might have just gone to say I don't know what would have happened.
I remember like a week, like I think it was a week or two after the wedding, and I was talking to Tom or Ryan or somebody,
Yeah.
and I was just like, man, was Sanders all right? And we just both kind of laughed it off as like you were probably super fucked up, like everybody was fucking drunk. But
Yeah.
then later on, obviously,
I didn't tell you.
yeah,
I was so depressed, bro.
damn,
There was one day like I couldn't like control my thoughts anymore, and I was so anxious all the time. I couldn't sit down. I would just like pace around my house all day. I couldn't sit down and like apply for jobs just because I couldn't. I was just so anxious all the time, like just my shirt off, like sweating. You know the food shit. Like that was such a strain on me the whole
oh
thing.
yeah,
This is at your house?
No, like you know the whole food thing and gaining
Yeah,
weight and
yeah, of
stuff.
course.
Like I love food now. Like it's completely my relationship. Like it's completely opposite. I don't have those same shit like where I go to eat and I'm nervous and shit like that. You know, like but that like weighed down on my mind and like the stress of football and like my performance, like all of it, bro. Just
Yeah.
kind of it collapsed and I had like a fucking mental breakdown and it put me
Yeah,
dissociated
absolutely.
for like 3 months. I never thought like I could go there.
Yeah, I feel like
There was one day, bro, when I was like on my couch and I started having like thought. I wouldn't say I was suicidal, but like I started like having legit thoughts where like I feared that like I wouldn't be able to control whether or not the future, and I felt so guilty. I didn't know whether or not I was gonna like if I was gonna go there. You know what I mean?
yeah, I feel like you
Like
fight.
I was so gone, and my I started making my mom depressed. I saw texts like my mom texted my sister of them talking about me, or like my dad. I just overheard, so I knew like they were just feeling down. And like I remember golfing with my brother, and I told him like everything that like I thought I was. I just saw him just sink, and like I'll never forget that feeling. He like looked like he was like he like started to tell like okay like my brother's like fucked up like you know what I mean.
yeah,
And so it was always sad, and I just sat
Yeah,
there and like took it because I thought that I was the one that fucked up by taking the drugs and shit. Totally irrational thoughts, and so like it just made me so depressed. I was like, I don't know, like I'm not the people around me aren't fucking happy either. You know what I mean? Like I'm bringing them down.
yeah,
yeah,
It's like
yeah.
I don't know what to do.
It's bad.
Yeah, it's really
But
bad.
it's I feel like we fight and just
Demons,
fights
bro.
in our heads, and
Yeah,
um, it's hard to express yourself sometimes when you're going through that.
yeah, and maybe my mom
It's
more
hard
anxious.
to find that like your inner self, like
Yeah.
when you have a big event that happens and it really shocks you on the inside.
Santi, like me
Like
now.
I can't even imagine what they felt through. Like I'm sure it was
Well,
really
what I do when I went
tough.
to okay, so I went to the grocery store when my parents and I moved in. I didn't say a thing. I didn't say a word the whole entire time going to St. Louis. And so like my dad knew I was fucked up. He thought I was crazy. He really told me that. You know, like he might. I always went to my mom to say stuff because like I know that she can like relate more. But like she has anxiety too. It's like it make her. My dad told me like don't tell my mom come to me. My dad didn't understand it. He wasn't like the most supportive in terms of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if he would tell me just to fucking eat. You know what I mean? Like he didn't really get it. I don't blame him. But like moved into St. Louis and I went to the grocery store with my mom and like in St. Louis I started like just my vision was just fucked up again and she like noticed it and she like started asking me questions like oh, like are you anxious? Are you anxious? I just didn't respond. She was like and then this guy she was like all right that's fucking it like you're not coming to St. Louis. We just spent the whole day setting my shit up. So you're not going to fucking St. Louis. Like this is crazy. We go into my car and she's like, I just can't figure out like what's wrong with you. Like what's wrong with you? She just starts breaking down, crying, and like I start crying, and we're just like, I don't know. And she's like, I can't figure it out. Like what is going on? Like what is going on? Like you screaming and stuff. And I was like, I don't know. She's like, that's it. Like we're going to like the mental hospital. Like we're going to take you like right now. Like you can't do this. Like and then I was like, I didn't even like I just accepted at that point. I was like, okay, like like. And then so we, on the way home, we decided like to go back to my apartment. We walk in with no groceries. So my dad's like, what the, like what the fuck? You know what I mean? And then like I just sat down with them and we started talking again. I was supposed to move in, and I was talking with them about like the vision stuff and like all my thoughts and whatever. And like they could tell that they were like they just look like I remember my dad looking at me like I was just like insane. They just didn't know what to do. You know what I mean? But they decided to like keep me there, and like they're gonna like pay me for like one of the bedrooms to keep close to me, like come visit me and shit. I was like, that's what I ended up doing, but like, yeah,
I'll say this as a like, I'm not a parent of an older man like yourself, but I bet you I would be willing to guarantee they were looking. The look that they gave was more out of like, man, what the fuck did we do wrong? Yeah, they're not
yeah,
looking at you like you're crazy. Everybody goes through crazy shit.
yeah,
People handle it differently.
that's true.
Like they were parents aren't
It's because
gonna-
like I came into college and I left, two completely different people.
yeah.
And like when I came in, I was happy and like I was in, all the time, always positive and like was like a really good person and stuff. And then like when I left college, I literally had like PTSD, like traumatized. My mom thought I was looked like a war veteran, just everything. And just like I was negative all the time. I was not the same person. Like the Luke Sanders everybody fucking loved and shit was gone. And I was like, I didn't know how to get it back, huh?
We still love you. You're so
No, I'm
good.
good now, but I'm saying like.
Well,
My parents, like, how did that let that happen? Like, they hated, like, fucking the football team and, like, Leicester and how they, you know what I mean? Like,
well,
this whole environment, they're like...
you went through 5 years of mental hell. Like, not just college football.
4 years.
4 years.
Yeah.
Like, still, that's 4 years of a lot of damage. Like, dude, the guy was a psychopath. Like, break down what he did. Like,
what happened to me?
He was a freak.
What happened to me is, like, remember I played when I was a freshman? And so, like, then they just benched me. I never saw the field again. And, like, it was because my confidence was just gone. You know what I mean? I was a good player, but, like, my performance anxiety held me back. I'll admit it. You know what I mean? Like, anxiety, it wasn't my physical stuff. It was my mind. Like, that's what held me back. And, like, I just refused to, like, admit that. But, like, I learned later once I got confidence back and, like, started going on the scout team, playing against our starting defense. Like, so I would just be so free out there just playing. You know what I mean? Like, balled out. But, like, it was too late because, like, I don't know. It was a whole lot. I was trying to claw my way back, like, get playing time. It never happened.
Yeah.
Now, like, I'm fortunate for, like, the opportunity. But, like, that weighed a lot on me. Then, like, the transferring to tight end, having to gain the weight, just put way more. It was too much stress that I could handle. Like, I couldn't handle the stress, clearly.
Yeah,
but, like, that's, you know what I mean?
It's a lot mentally.
It was hard to accept that, like, it was my mind that wasn't strong, in a way.
But at least you know now.
Yeah.
And
But, like, I also know that no one would be able to get through that without having a strong mind. So, like, I feel like it was out of my control, in a way. You know? Like, I'm tough. I don't think anyone else could really go through what I did in terms of that and, like, come all the way back and be, like, you know what I mean? You gotta be fucking tough-minded to do that. It's like, I know I'm a fucking beast. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the whole reason I made it to play Division 1. But, like, it also, it's a whole other side to it where I beat myself up so much and feel so bad. Yeah, I don't know. I just keep going now. But you understand what I'm saying.
You know, it's funny. We're, talking upstairs about me waking up in the middle of the night and,
Yeah.
screaming.
Yeah.
Portuguese.
To not having a good time,
Yeah.
battling something in my head. And I said I haven't had it in a while, and I don't think I have one this year yet. And that's, the time of my life that I stopped playing, like, haven't been actively
Playing football?
in a team. And
Oh, yeah. Fucks with you.
I think that might be related that, I don't have nearly as much mentally stress to deal with not being there. And
Wait.
my mind can just be calmer from that.
Oh, you say that's better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Just like you
yeah.
say, like, like talk
I never
about,
quit, you know
like,
what I mean?
I ask now, like, how did you, like, talk about, like, the time that you started getting better?
Sure.
Like, how...
Well, I do want to make a point or two. I am proud of myself because, like, there's a point on spring break. I almost quit, bro, but I didn't. You know, when COVID, when, like, you could have, like, took in the fucking money and, like, graduated and only played 3 years. Who took it?
A lot of people.
Tom, Griffin, fucking Ryan, all of our friends, bro.
Yeah, everybody
and,
quit.
like, we're the only ones. Like, I was going through that shit, and I still wanted to finish it out. I was like, fuck that. I'm not going to go through my life saying I only played 3 years of college football. I'm saying I played 4, and I fucking did it. And it's like, I just kept going. That's why I threw up every day, but I just didn't give a fuck. I just kept going.
You couldn't play even more?
But I lost so much weight. I went down to drop, like, I went from there was got to a period where I gained some weight. Like, I just got, like, or whatever. I went from 215 to 185 in 4 months, like, our senior year, if you didn't notice.
Oh, yeah.
I was so skinny, I went to, like, this shit. And so that's why I quit football. Like, I went 4 years, and, like, I fucking did it. Time to get a job. But, like, you know what I mean? People can't take that away from me.
Absolutely.
So.
And,
Now you know.
feel like
And
one of
next time you like are
one of the
Yeah.
thinking about like what like stressed out, just remember like what you've been through, and you'd be like,
Exactly.
"All right, I got it."
But I can share my story now. Like, I've gone back to cathedral and talked to, like, high school. My coaches asked me to come back and shit. And, like, me doing that, it just feels like it was meant to happen in a way.
I mean, in these 4 years, that you spent here, as,
It wasn't the best environment either, let's be honest.
as much trouble you, like, might have caused you later on, like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's
Like, your experiences
I hear
here,
you.
and, like, the friends you made, this is, like, what you got to take out of it, to know that's what's going to keep, like, you're going to keep for the rest of your life.
Yeah,
It's your degree and the people that you met. Really.
So, like, now,
your contacts,
Santi-
like, who, like, are you going to, like,
yeah.
keep around for the rest of your life? Because
Like,
life
yeah.
is just starting, dude. Like,
That's the
We're in
coolest
our
thing.
That's
early
why I cut
20s,
out-
like now, like everybody starts like moving to like a bunch of places. You know, like
Yeah.
you got to take time to go see your friends because like who are you gonna really keep around? Like
That's why I'm here right now.
it's exactly.
Dude, it's so cool.
That's why I love going like all over the
And,
place and
like-
stop seeing you and stop seeing Mikey and just like literally just trying to go
I feel
everywhere.
bad, dude, because I feel like I could be better at it. Like, I feel bad that I feel like...
terrible for not, like, Trank, dude, he's about to have a kid. I haven't talked to him.
That's crazy. Yeah,
well, I also
it
know
is.
that you have, like, a fucking family and shit, so, like, you know what I mean?
But, like, I think the same way. Like, for you guys, like, for my best friend Mikey and Mark in Tampa, I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
I know they're grinding. I know that, like...
Yeah.
But it's so
they're
easy to
doing their
focus
thing.
just on the present, you
Yeah,
know?
you of course you always wish them like all the best. It's just
Yeah.
like it's literally it's hard to fucking keep in touch with that many people.
It is.
And
Let's get this in the pod.
But, like,
And
when you
it's been
guys
on.
go see him,
Oh,
like,
it's
when
been
you
on?
go see him in Florida and you run into him and you guys send a picture to me, I'm like, bro, how cool is that?
yeah,
Like, literally, my best friends from high school met my best friends from college, and they're like, they're good.
Yeah.
Everybody's good.
Crazy.
I love getting pictures when you guys
Yeah.
Santi, sorry, okay, you want me to talk about how I got better? We got some people watching, potentially. Like, when I started feeling better, it just... Once I realized that I was, like, kind of thinking rationally that it wasn't the drugs I thought it was, but it's actually my anxiety, I started to be able to just relax that it was all in my head. And then, like, the medication, I wasn't done without the medication.
That's the first.
I found the
part of-
right one, because, like,
you moved to St. Louis like
Yep.
You know when did you start like figuring like finding yourself?
So
again,
I
like,
started taking the
just-
I started taking the medication about, let's say, a month before I moved. It takes 6 weeks for it to start working.
What medic is it? An antidepressant?
It's called Effexor. It's a SNRI, serotonin norepinephrine, a reuptake inhibitor. And I've taken a lot of SSRIs in the past, but none of them really worked. But this one, they said it took 6 weeks to kick in, and I was in St. Louis for 4 months. I was just banking on the fact that it was just going to help me. And like then I started getting swamped with like the training at work, and I was still anxious during the training. I was for a little bit, like to speak up, and like I realized I had a ton of social anxiety. If you can't tell now, I can't shut the f up. But I just started feeling better and better each week, and I started distracting myself. Part of the problem was over the summer I wasn't doing anything, and so like all that time just to think, and I missed you guys so much, and so like I had so much regret about like, oh man, I should have kept playing football. I still loved it. I just couldn't do it mentally. Like it was too hard on my.
Yeah, it didn't work.
It was the right decision. I also didn't know what I want to do with my life, like doing sales. I didn't know if I want to do sales. I wasn't real confident.
A lot of big decisions in
A lot
a
of big
short period of
decisions.
time. That's what makes
But,
it-
like, so
makes
just-
it-
moving too.
So I got
bro, moving all
distracted,
over the place.
yes.
That's another one.
I got distracted, and I started getting around like people. Like my coworkers are super positive. Like my coworker Tom Timmons out of St. Louis. Shout out St. Louis.
Shout out.
But that guy-
Tom Timmons.
But he's
Oh,
like
man.
the one of the most positive dudes. Like I was around him all the time. He never says anything bad. He's just like one of the best dudes ever. And like he started making me help kind of retrain my brain. It's about the environment you put yourself in. And so I just started getting better and better. And then before I knew it, I was back to myself.
It's good to surround
And
yourself
so
with good people.
I'll never lose that ever again, because I know I do the things I got to do every day to like try to keep myself there. And working out's a big one. I think usually the people
Working
you
out's
just
great.
I love
yeah.
working
Doing
out.
anything like that
Gives
you
you
put your
energy.
body through physical stress brings such a mental relief.
It just
you know,
makes
like,
you
just
feel
so
better
much
about yourself, too.
Yeah, exactly. Like you
Yeah.
do something hard, like it doesn't even have to be a workout. Like stay in a sauna for like hot ass sauna for 20 minutes.
yeah.
Or that's awesome.
Sorry.
Was that cropped out?
Yeah, I don't know. My mom does all that. You know how you can like.
Yeah, crop out the.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Aw,
Dude,
got long hair.
94th percentile for weight.
Big
Dang.
boy,
Big boy.
big boy.
About height.
86th. Damn it.
He's gonna be so
Damn it,
athletic.
Hannah.
Dude, he's gonna be so athletic, bro.
Dude, I'm telling you, watching him compared to other kids, like we get videos of him in his class,
He's a
and
big man.
and
Yeah.
dude, we'll get texts from our teacher saying, "Yeah, Trip tackled another friend of ours today."
Tackled? Oh my
Tackled it.
God.
And I was
Boom.
like, boom, just like, oh, screenshot that. So when he
Blame
becomes a linebacker, like,
Do you
He's
say
a
anything to him when he
fighter.
does that?
make sure you go for the legs, buddy.
Do you like
Blame the
yell at
fighter.
him?
No, I don't yell at him. I yell at him.
He's not old enough to understand.
No, he's old enough to understand. That boy is so smart. Like, he's already putting together 2 words. Like, so he can say, "Hi, mama. Hi, dad." That he could go around a whole room
Really?
of family members. Bro, if you ask him any type of animal, he's got a wicked deer call. Like, The boy is 1.5 years old.
What do you
and he's
mean?
got a. I can't do it. Look at a deer call. Like people literally have to.
Oh,
like
like
are
he knows
professional hunters,
Yeah.
and they do this.
But he knows that he's making deer sounds?
Yeah, I'm like, Trip. What does a deer say? And he does it.
No way.
Any animal, he does it. He does fish. He goes blah 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 like Bubbles. He's a genius.
No way. And he's like 19 months?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's wild.
I feel like that's advanced.
He sprints down hills. He'll sprint up hills. Like
It's not advanced, bro?
Bro, I remember seeing him, like, I don't know how old he was, definitely under 1.
I saw him 6
and he's
months
just
ago.
like, Hannah had
like, wow, it's quite
the
different.
little stair thing, and like,
Yeah.
like this man cannot crawl, cannot walk. He's like, if you put him on the ground, he's just there, like he just rolls around maybe.
That's
and
hilarious.
he has this little like. It's a bunch of bars, like one, like in an angle.
Oh, it's
And
a
he
ladder.
literally-
Yeah, it's
he
sick.
literally climbs up that bitch like
Where's that
one
at?
by
Your
one.
Our
place?
house. Yeah,
Like-
dude, we got him like.
Is that dangerous?
like
Oh,
they'll
dude,
put
so dangerous. Like, so our big thing is like, we go to the park, and I see parents with a similar kid to Trip's age, and they're like constantly like, oh, like
Yeah,
everywhere he
yeah.
goes. If you can let your child do something dangerous safely and carefully,
Right.
you got to do it. Like you cannot be there for every fall. Like
So they learn?
certainly catch them from the 8-foot fall.
So they learn?
But let them fall. Let them hit the 2-foot fall. Let them
Yeah.
hit. Their kids are so pliable and like just flexible and bendy, right?
Bro.
Like they are meant
crazy,
to mess up
crazy
right
flexible.
Right.
now. Like I'm telling you,
you
I've
can't,
seen.
you can't baby him.
Yeah, literally, you got to.
You gotta
We're
be tough
reading
enough from the
we're
start,
reading a
period.
book, and it's
Yeah.
like you need to treat your baby like a Neanderthal, both
Yeah,
in the
exactly.
mental and physical
Fair.
aspect.
I
Because
never thought about that.
like that is how you got to do it. I've seen Trip sprint into a glass table that had a complete glass table, and hit his head right here, and I'm like, oh my god! Like we're gonna have, like he's gonna have to have staples and everything. I rush him to the hospital. I'm like, get him in a CT scan, like get him everything right now.
my God.
And they're like, dude, he's fine. Sanders, I thought the kid split his head open.
Was he bleeding?
No, he didn't even bleed. Like these kids,
Oh,
babies are meant to.
I thought you actually ran him to the hospital.
No, I did.
Bro, I remember
yeah.
when
But he wasn't bleeding.
Oh, it looked like someone just sucker punched him, like Muhammad Ali sucker punched
Was
him
he
right in the
crying?
forehead. Oh my god, he's crying, dude. It was
I don't
terrible.
know if this is the same. It might have been a different time now. Different
CT scan.
Everything.
trip experience. We were
hilarious.
talking about like when they fall or they hit something that you can't like be scared.
Yeah.
And we're going into this and we're looking at Trip. He's like down in the like in the other end of your living room.
Yeah.
And he literally trips over and hits his head in the corner, and we're all like, "Oh shit!" And we're all like, "Shh!" Like he can't say anything.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's like just, like moving around, like touching his head, and then he looks at us, and we're all just looking at him, like, and he's like, "All right, just got and
You're making him
just kept
tough.
playing."
Like, dude, I don't even hold his hand on the stairs anymore. Like, I'm saying,
Did he fall?
13 flights of stairs. No, he doesn't fall.
Wow.
Because the only reason he hasn't fallen was because I put him on the stairs, crawling up them, way before any normal parent would like.
Right.
And other parents do.
You're
what
trying
I
to get
do,
him,
but I'm just
trying
like,
to get him moving fast.
and not even that I'm trying to get him moving fast. I'm just trying not to slow him down. Like,
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
just trying not to get in the way. Like, I'm gonna step in.
I see what you're saying.
If he's gonna fall off and seriously injure himself, I'm
Do
gonna
you like read to him and stuff? Or you try-
all the time. And the best part is he's so independent. He'll go into his room, grab 2-3 books, go hop in a beanbag, and just start flipping.
Really, he's already reading.
Flipping through 'em. And he'll point to the book. He'll be like, "Apple." Point to the book, and there's an apple right there.
Wow.
Or he'll make a frog sound and point to a frog,
Wow.
and just keep flipping.
Does he know letters yet?
Ah, no.
Sounds like you know what you're doing.
I don't know. We don't know what we're doing. We're just
but like you
we're
guys
trying to learn.
You guys
from,
doing your best you can. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
And that's
But
all
you
that
and
matters.
Hannah are smart, so like you guys know.
Like you're
how to
both
fucking-
young, you know what I'm
And,
saying?
dude,
Like, of course you guys are gonna make mistakes, but
I'll tell you
that's how
what.
you learn. And then your next kid, you're already gonna know this much, and if you happen to another kid, then you're gonna know even more. And fucking,
It's
That's
crazy.
true.
But
it's
you guys, I'm telling you, like
you
when-
live learning, bro. Like that's
like-
how for everything, literally.
Make sure the woman you marry is gonna be a good mom, because it makes.
How do you tell?
life-
Did you know that she was gonna be like that? A good mom? Or how do you?
I remember from very early on in our relationship, she was saying like, "Man, I just can't wait to be a kid. Have a kid,
Have a kid.
and like I'm gonna
wanna be a kid.
And she, I want to be a kid.
I want to be a kid.
And
what?
she was always saying like, I'm just gonna do
Taking it
things.
back
She
to
wants to do
5.
things differently, and she's a better mom than I ever could have imagined. Makes my
Wow.
job so much easier. And I mean, the results are in Trip. Like, he didn't get that way because of luck. Like, he got that way because he had a great mom, and then that helped me turn into a better dad.
And good genes.
And some good physical genes.
So, talk about like the moment that Trip was born. Like, does it change your life? How that affect your life?
Can I talk about the moment Trip was born, and also the moment of how Tim Lester handled that situation? Because I don't.
Should we make this?
Like, this is.
I told my dad about that, and he was like, "That's why he's fired."
That story is pretty crazy.
Yeah, it was the night. It was the day after, right?
Yeah.
Morning after.
So I'll give you guys the whole story.
Insane.
If you guys
That's insane.
So Hannah's almost completely 9 months pregnant. Like, we are probably, excuse me, like a week away from our initial due date. So she has her week away checkup type of deal, and she gets into the hospital. I'm at practice. We're in the middle of fall camp, so keep this in mind. We're getting ready for Michigan, or I'm like at the big house, 110,000 people, and we're 2.5, 3 weeks into camp. August 29th rolls around. I'm in a linebacker meeting, learning about all the blitzes we're about to run on Michigan, and their humongous offensive linemen. And
humongous, let me tell you. Ones and twos.
Biggest human beings
Ones
ever.
and twos.
Like, height, just, oh, man, big boys. And Trevor Andrews is babbling his normal bullshit. Nobody understands what's going on, but Corvin Moment and Zaire Barnes are helping direct the whole room. And Sarah walks in and she says, "Harry, it's time."
Wow.
I take a big, deep breath. I was like, just like not being able to think it. Hannah called Sarah.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is camp?
This is middle of camp. Like 3 weeks into camp.
You guys like arrange that before? Like if it happens?
Yeah, I'm like, hey, this is Sarah's number. This is Kyle's number. Call Sarah first. She'll come get me.
You tell Sarah that, like, my wife.
Oh, a whole bunch of everything.
Wow.
Everybody knew this was about to happen. And I'm like, I take a deep breath. I walk out of that room, and the linebackers' room's going nuts. They're like, "Go get him, Harry!"
Wow, that's crazy. You were in the meeting when he found out?
Yeah, it was
wow,
awesome.
That's sick.
You got that call.
Who
was your coach at the time?
Trevor Andrews.
Was he like, oh?
I mean, I don't think he said anything because he's
Dayton's head coach.
Yeah, oh my God, go Flyers! But all the boys in the room were like, "Go Harry!" And it was awesome. And so I'm strutting my shit down to the elevator. No, I didn't take the elevator. Sprinted down the stairs. Got in the car. I'm gripping the shit out.
You wearing workout clothes?
Oh yeah, dude. I'm working. I'm full WMU get up with my bag, Hannah's bag. I got all the bags.
To Bronson.
To Bronson.
You already had everything.
I already did the map.
How fast? How was your adrenaline?
Oh, I was pumping. I mean, like, I'm hustling probably 45 miles an hour down those downtown Kalamazoo streets. But I already had the way mapped out. I already did it 2 times from the stadium that week before, so I didn't have to look at my phone or anything. Flew in there, got all the bags, and she's like, "Well, I guess I didn't have to come yet, but we're gonna start slowly getting me into a room." I'm like, oh, "Okay, wow." So anyway, she had preeclampsia, which was like her blood pressure was out the wazoo. I don't remember what it was, but it was dangerous. They're like, "You should probably stay here," and so she got induced 24 hours of being in the hospital. So I think it was Wednesday or Tuesday I'm at the hospital. Tuesday night, nothing happens. Wednesday, nothing happens the whole day. And then at 4:17 a.m., maybe it was Wednesday, 4:17 a.m. Wednesday, we have Trip. And it was after 4 hours of Hannah pushing. Like, dude, I got her leg on me right here. And Hannah's a strong little girl, man. Like, she's got some strong legs, and I can feel how hard this girl's pushing for 4 hours. And I'm starting to be like, something's not right here.
Right.
And her mom is on the other side holding her other leg, and she finally stands up to these midwives and this doctor that was in the room, and they're like, "Okay, I'm gonna take a look," and takes over the room. Thank God, Erica, who's Hannah's mom. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, thank God she said something, because like, there's no way that this is normal. And she's like, "Yeah, we need to start speeding this up. She's been pushing for 4 hours, and Trip's head had just been coming in and out of the birthing canal like this." And finally, at 4:17, she pushes, and I mean, he got stuck completely. Like, his shoulder got stuck in her hip, so there's a doctor coming in on top, pressing out. Dude, I see my baby, and he hadn't been breathing for 5-6 minutes. Like, he was the color, like, dark purple. Like, had no oxygen.
Really?
I don't know what the
I didn't know
score's
this.
called. Like, but like they give a baby like a 0 to 10 or a 0 to 5. I mean, it was was like a 2. It was a 1 or 2 like chance of him coming out. And so I see my son, who's not like human color, being placed at a like incubation tray with 20 doctors flooding in the room. So I'm floating right now. I'm like, somebody like tell me where to be or what to do. Just like help me get out of the way. My wife is on one side of the room.
Code blue, right?
Complete. Yeah, code blue. Like
They code blued it.
Oh yeah, like pulled the plug, everything. Like doctors within seconds, dude.
20 nurses.
Like
the room.
crazy. My wife's over at one side of the hospital room, you know, completely crying, and I'm sitting here thinking, like, after almost 30 hours of bullshit and 12 plus hours of labor, I'm gonna have to go tell my wife, like, we're not walking out of here with a baby. That was what was going through my head. And like probably a minute later, but it felt like an hour, the doctors finally called me over, like, come talk to him. And he's like, he'll recognize your voice, and he started breathing. And it was the most amazing
Really?
thing ever. But yeah, dude, it was so intense. And we got home probably, I don't know, it'd be, you know, at some point on Wednesday night or probably Thursday the next day. It was 2 days away from the game. And I get home, I don't know, it had to be 1 a.m. And I text Coach Lester, like, hey, I'm home. Baby's healthy. Mama's healthy. Like, all is good. And I wake up the next morning at 7 a.m. With like several missed calls from him and a text saying, what the fuck is going on? Like, we're not paying you to sleep in. Like, well, where the fuck are you? Like, if you're gonna play on this team, then play. If not, just fucking quit. And like, oh my god, dude, that just tore me up.
So on the phone, or he texted you?
Texted me that.
Using the F word?
Oh, dude, it was legit, like, exactly that. And I remember being like, what the fuck? Like, I thought maybe I'd have a day or just, you know, a couple hours.
You better quit.
Well, dude, I called my stepdad up, and I'm like, I'm about to go run into Tim Lester's office and give him this business, and I might not be playing football anymore.
I remember when you came to the facility to
Did
meet
you go?
with him.
Talk to him?
I went and talked. And on the way in, my stepdad's like, dude, you got to calm down, and you got to go in there, and you got to apologize. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I got to go apologize. He's like, it's not right. It's not right, but clearly this dude is not mentally healthy. The guy's not mentally there. Like, you got to go in and apologize. And I'm like, Roger, you're killing me, but all right, I'm going to listen to you. So I went in, and I walk into Tim Lester's office, and he is motherfucking me for 20 minutes straight, saying, you don't have what it takes to be a dad and be on this team, and get the fuck out of here. Telling me, said, I had a kid going into my senior year in the summer, same time as you. I didn't miss a single thing of fucking football. I didn't miss a single thing. And I'm just sitting here thinking, this dude's comparing this one-night stand that he knocked up to my wife and our situation. And he's proud that he wasn't there for any of that to support this woman. I'm just like, what a sick fucking dude. I'm so glad I'm not going to be anything like you. And my son certainly won't be playing volleyball just to say, fuck you, Dad. I can guarantee you that. And 15 minutes in, 20 minutes in, he's motherfucking me. And then once he realized like that I wasn't trying to argue with him and that I was apologizing, he's like, so first of all, I want to say congratulations. Do you have a picture? And I wanted to open hand slap that dude across the face so bad at that moment, Sanders.
So you switched up and just said that?
Said that. Just switched up. And he's like, yeah, I'm really sorry about that text. And, this a little bit earlier, I just, wanted to make sure you were all in. Because we need you. I'm like, this cocksucking motherfucker. And, like, never in my life have they ever portrayed the message like, we need you or want you here. And, of course, in that moment, they're like, yeah, well, I just wanted to make sure you had what it takes. And I'm just like, bro, what is going on? And everybody in the locker room was like, what the fuck are you doing here? I remember AJ Thomas saying like, dude, I thought you were gonna be coming back like week 2, week 3. I'm like, dude, I have no choice. I had to come in, or else Lester would have kicked me off.
You remember Harbaugh had a kid, I don't know, a couple weeks after that, and he was there the next day, and we're all like, what the fuck, dude?
And remember, like, not that this matters that much, but like, we had a team meeting literally 4 days after, because one of the receiver coaches had a kid. Tim Lester starts the meeting with a picture of Greg Harbaugh's baby, saying, we want to start off the meeting by welcoming the newest member of the Bronco family, Gregory Harbaugh Jr.
So we didn't even say anything about
And
it.
I'm like,
There's nothing about Trip
I'm
Taylor.
like, what? Oh, that sucks. Maybe you just forgot. And he was like, this many pounds, this length. And I looked over at Mason Nelson, the kid sitting next to me. I'm like, Trip was 2 inches longer, whole half pound heavier. And I just looked down and was just shaking my head.
Yeah, I'd be pissed, dude. That's messed up.
And then literally after the meeting, I'm walking up to the linebackers room. He's in the training room. I walk past the training room. He's like, hey, Harrison, come here. Like, he said, I couldn't help but notice. I was looking at you during my meeting, and I was like, man, he looks exhausted. And then I was looking over at Greg, the guy who just had a baby, and then he's like, you look more tired than him. How the fuck did that happen? And I was like literally had just had a baby 72 hours ago.
You forgot?
I don't think he forgot. I think he was being an absolute twat. And I was just like, sorry, coach, I'll try to fix it. And just walked out.
Why didn't you tell him I just had a baby?
I don't think that had to be said in that moment. I think he was just that big of an asshole.
That tells you, well, that plays into what I said about the environment, like why I went to the place I went to. Like, he certainly did not help that.
No, bro.
He didn't give a fuck about me.
He was a fucking...
I felt like I didn't matter here. I was just like...
He was a crazy bastard.
It's just a negative. It's the same environment. When you like get like you're just all negative and like yell at your players, but then never encourage them or say or even like talk to them or get to know them. It's like a hard environment. It's like it's tough,
Yeah.
But that's like one of the craziest stories I've ever heard.
But he made it so hard to
One
come
of the
to
crazy
football.
stories, bro. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, that's
was
crazy. I didn't know
was
that,
a
dude.
long-winded answer
Well, I'm
right
glad
there.
he's healthy.
Tough
Like
stuff,
I
for
couldn't
sure.
imagine. Yeah, that moment. That's
Hannah
crazy.
probably should have had,
A C-section, 100%. Should have had a C-section,
She's,
3 or 4 hours
you know,
into
So
Yeah,
the
she's
doctors
got-
just dropped the ball.
Well, it was
That was-
midwifery.
It was a
like,
big baby, and Hannah has tight hips.
Like, bro, I
and
was
it's like,
almost 12 pounds.
dude didn't fit through.
Or-
Trip's
or-
a big ass baby.
Yeah, and
Oh, well, you said she had was it like a blood clot thing, blood pressure.
so it was
You get
literally
medication for that.
like so Trip was so big in her
Right.
in her little torso. She was like blocking blood flow to getting to her legs, so her legs were ballooning up, dude, like bigger than any of ours, like ballooning up, and
Wow.
she could squeeze her leg, and like there would be an imprint there for 1-2 minutes.
So it was like cutting the blood flow off.
Oh, completely, dude. Like, her legs completely... I would say they were numb. Like, that tingling sensation?
Wow.
I think that's what she felt, but, like, worse.
I never thought about that. Like, that makes sense.
And so, yeah, the doctors were like, yeah, you got to stay here. Because, I mean, this is way too dangerous to let you go and do something because you could get... I mean, who knows what would happen? I don't know.
Yeah, it just goes to show you, though, like, the significance of that story you just told by the fact that how hard that was that you... Oh, that was the craziest. Like, Coach Lester didn't even ask like how it went or like you know what I mean. Like
No,
you
dude,
don't.
he
You
was
gotta
a
understand
jackass.
during those situations, like stuff like that can happen. So it's like you can't treat someone like that right after that. You never know. You don't know what it's personal. You don't know what the fuck went on.
But I'm glad he did. I'm glad he did because...
It shows you his true colors.
that, and I've learned so much about how to not treat people.
Right.
And how to treat people.
Right.
And I like literally that's the way I've looked at it is like I'm thankful for my friends that I've made
Yeah.
from football, and I'm thankful for what I've learned to not do from those coaches because they have been a great example of how to not live your life and how to not treat people.
Santi, I think you just said it. Like those are the moments. Like there's certain moments that are so like impactful than any other moment in your entire life that like just changes the way you view things for the rest of your life. And it's just like it's
crazy. It's like kind of time slows down when those moments happen.
It seems like
It's
it
like
was
it's-
going to last forever.
Yeah.
but
It's
it
like-
changes your life
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely, it leaves a mark on it. Like when something very, very
in a
impactful
good
happens.
way if you want it to.
Like losing someone,
Yeah,
or
you gotta
like
make it.
sometimes like watching, or just being present in like in a moment that like sometimes that shit just gets imprinted in you. It's crazy.
Like I will not forget that. ever.
Yeah. You never will. No, there's no way. That's one of the
Like, you
craziest.
know,
That's the one of the most important days of your
That's
life.
what really memories are like.
And I don't think of Tim Lester when I think of the birth of my son. I just wanted you just to share that with because just to support how crazy of a motherfucker he was. Like he was he mentally abused a lot of his players. Like he did.
He never talked to me ever, dude.
That's I like. A
So
coach
he
should not
like
do
told me
that.
to gain weight.
Best
and
of
then-
luck to the new Broncos.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You guys want to hit the bear?
You got time?
9:07.
Yeah. Can you woogie me, yo?
Yeah, I can wig you up.
Let's cut it.
Oh, we gotta get the Woogie on there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Episode
We sharing
1
this.
of the KroShow in the office.
What are we gonna call it?
I didn't even know we were-
the founding
The
fathers.
founding fathers.
Here, I didn't even know you started it.
Crow-
I
It's
was
been rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The KroShow in the office 1, the founding fathers.
That one's gonna be hard to beat.
It's gonna be hard to beat. We started with set the bar high. Off the start.
Yeah.
People are gonna have to get vulnerable on here. Fuck, I already cried on episode 1.
Yeah, that's tough.
Cried.
That's tough.
Yeah, that was nice. That was a nice.
Nice
cry.
work, fellas.
Alrighty.
I gotta go rock piss.
Quick look at the office.